And now, our feature presentation.
Are they twins or is one just a reflection?
Forget it, Vic.
What is Jackson?
If I can't find a real man, I would rather die a virgin.
Last chance. I'm gonna count to 3.
It's a tummy fry.
Kill a camera.
Welcome, one and all, to another episode of Good Improv Watches. The only show where we watch something stupid and you watch us watching that stupid thing.
Yeah, and you're here watching us watch it. There you go. Jordan had a weird, it was a complete lunar eclipse.
I did.
Where he was.
It just passed.
Yeah, which is weird.
I stared right into it. That's what you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah. No, that's a solar eclipse. Definitely stare at a solar eclipse. Lunar eclipse, don't look at it at all because you might be a werewolf. And you don't want to bring that on yourself, right? So,
great. Now, the next time the full moon is out, I got to be all worried that I'm going to transform into a werewolf.
That's right.
It's a real hassle.
Yeah. That's what Alberta's like, though. I mean, you get that weird weather where you get like one part having an eclipse and the rest not. That's life in Alberta, Canada, for all you people that don't live here. It's just all part and parcel of living here.
Justin practically doxed us right there, saying we live in Alberta, Canada. Now the whole internet knows.
That's right. But they don't know which continent. I named the province and the country, but I didn't name the continent. So they don't know
anywhere.
That.
Could be
anywhere.
Could be
any continent. You don't know where Canada is.
Well, what I do know
finding it
is tonight we're watching a movie called Night Eyes.
I have some important news about this movie.
Oh, great.
That I learned. It's also titled Deadly Eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And its tagline is, "Tonight they will rise from the darkness beneath the city, ellipses, to feed."
Did to feed really need to be behind ellipses there?
If that, yeah, they want to pause. They want to just dramatic pause. But the main thing about this movie that I would like our viewers to know ahead of time, and it's exciting news. None of the names are familiar except for one. There's one person in this movie who's an actual celebrity, and ladies and gentlemen, Scatman Carruthers is in this film.
Yes.
Scatman Carruthers from The Shining, the voice of Jazz on the Transformers. He is here, ladies and gentlemen. We've got him tonight in Night Eyes or Deadly Eyes for your viewing pleasure. So that's exciting. I
really feel like Scatman Carruthers died just slightly too early. Like before that song, The Scatman, came out, I think that really would have given him a career resurgence.
I think he's, just a no-brainer. He'd be in that video, or even record that song,
or do a biopic of the band.
Yeah, right. He has the acting chops.
This is amazing. This show just attracts celebrity like no other show out there. And of course, last week, our true believer fans may remember I made an extraordinary claim. I said the Beatles were going to reunite on this very show.
I remember.
Yeah.
And they will. They're here. I'll have you know, they've just arrived in the studio here.
Wow.
Oh, great. And the famous Jordan Ward Studios, producers of the famous movie Ward Dog.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Indeed. They're being taken care of right now in my green room. And they will appear at the end of the stream, so keep an eye out for the Beatles.
Excellent. Awesome. Wow.
If anyone's interested in having a tour of Jordan Ward Studios, by the way, I run a studio tour. We drive the little bus through. You see all the locations of your famous Jordan Ward Studios films.
Indeed.
Yeah.
If anybody's interested in a tour of the bus that Justin drives through the famous Jordan Ward Studios, I do a little tour of that. We drive an even teenier, tinier bus through the bus.
Yeah.
Kind of point at all the seats and all the famous people who have once sat there.
Yeah, we're trying to get illegal on it to stop Dan from doing that, actually, because he does it during my tours of Jordan Ward Studios.
That's
which
when
is
it's most
very
poppin',
disruptive.
baby.
Oh, all right. And that ride you installed, I don't like that either.
Well, just trying to attract a broader clientele.
I see.
Surprisingly, when I tell people I'm running a small tour of a bus that drives through the famous Jordan Ward Studios, the response I usually get is, "What are you doing here? Get the hell out of my home." So,
Well, that makes sense. Because I get that response when I drive my bus through Jordan's apartment, which is where his studios are.
nightmare.
That makes perfect sense. You know what else makes perfect sense? Us watching a crappy movie and making wise cracks while we do it.
Yeah,
All right, well,
let's
let's do it.
go.
Bring on Scatman. Whoa.
Hey, made it just in time to watch the movie.
Production value.
Look at
Oh,
how
that's
long the
mysterious.
studio logo is.
An A. What's the spelling?
Must be a really long word.
Fortune Star.
Fortune Star.
This, of course, was made by the lone Fortune Star company. There's no Fortune 500. There's a Fortune Star 1.
Yeah.
Despite our vaunted technology, there are 24 rats for every man, woman, and child alive today.
What would our technology have to do with that at all?
They will destroy over $1 billion worth of property annually.
In fact, I'd argue
Wow.
our technology is responsible for them being all those rats, because I mean they thrive from the fact that we're fucking slobs.
Because of our total degradation of the environment,
I wonder who the first person to ever say, "You dirty rat," was.
It's supposed to be James Cagney, but I don't know if he actually said that in any of his movies. But whenever people do the impression, it's of James Cagney.
now there are new
Oh, okay.
peasants of his own
It's
creation.
like that Luke, I am your father thing, you know? Like all of our remembered memories of movies are all totally wrong across the board.
Yeah. Play it again, Sam. He never says that.
Yeah.
Casablanca. Yeah.
You know, fun fact about that James Cagney flick there, they almost used a clean rat, which would have ruined the whole thing.
Yeah,
Killed
Cagney
the
actually
bit.
stopped the picture. You don't see what I'm doing here, God damn it! Had that director fired, brought in a new director.
Familiar to all of you, I think. It puts it quite plainly. Indeed. It
This
is
guy's got a
indeed.
rich voice. He doesn't even need a microphone to project to a whole amphitheater.
I know we're all grateful to Dr. Spencer for his time and for his insights today.
They don't look
While we're
grateful.
waiting for the buses, I'd urge you all to take a few minutes and look around the museum. Thank you.
Oh, it's a high school. I thought it was like a college lecture, but this
So
is a
did
high
I.
school. They brought the high school students to see the museum.
Buses get better every year.
Oh, those are like the Queen's guards. They don't even move.
That's right.
They don't react if anybody gets in their face either, I bet.
Yes. So well trained.
It's the only time I get to see you anymore.
I heard him say your lectures get better every year. I'm like, I'd be like, well, they're a little rat focused, but other than that,
Pretty heavy on the rat stuff, if I'm being honest.
yeah. But other than that, your lectures do get better every year.
Thanks a lot.
That woman must be important.
Better get moving, Trudy.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it wasn't just a camera mistake, Jordan.
Yeah.
Where's Liz today? She was going to cut school while her parents were gone. Gotta make him forget he's a teacher by reminding him that he's a man. Then
Man,
some-
Whoa.
imagine cutting school on a field trip day.
That's the dumb kid. That's the really dumb kid.
Must
She's
be.
coming on to her teacher. That's inappropriate.
Is that what she meant by that?
Yes?
I gotta
I
remind
thought-
him, remind him he's a man, or maybe he just forgets he's a man. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know that she was going to remind him in some sort of sensual way.
Okay. This
She
is.
could have used a cheeky phrase like, "Hey, fella."
Hey, baby.
Look, the camera's wearing goggles. It looks.
This is Toronto. This is totally Toronto. They just covered the Toronto streets subway thing with another official.
Oh.
No, not at all, Trudy.
I heard for this movie, the Toronto subway system introduced millions and millions of rats into their infrastructure.
They didn't have to introduce them. Oh, they're already there.
Can be weird.
Yeah, I know, but she's.
I was one I was an extra in a movie, and we were filming at night on the street, and a rat ran across the street, and one of the assistant directors accidentally stepped on it just as he was walking, and then reacted like, "Oh Jesus, what was that?" Rat kept on going, did not even stop, didn't miss a beat, fully stepped on, kept going.
Waiting for a chance to escape.
Wiley.
Well, I suppose we all feel like that sometimes.
I've already revealed we're in Alberta, Canada. We, of course, do not have any rats in Alberta, Canada. We hire people and pay them to keep all the rats out.
That's right. Now, our viewers might think that's a joke, but you can actually look that up. Alberta is the only rat-free province in the great country of Canada.
That's right. That's right. All the rest, everybody else has them. Doesn't seem to be doing that poorly with them either. I mean, I've never heard that it's been a huge detriment to them. But no, we've got none, and we keep it that way.
A rat comes up to the border, and a guy just cocks a shotgun and is like, keep moving.
This is animal feed. You can't feed
Give Catman a cat to work with here.
Catman Carruthers, maybe they thought he was.
Catman Carruthers.
Catman.
I'm trying to break out of the Scatman stereotype.
That's funny.
that you like. This grain
One letter at a time. Then he'll be the Atman Carruthers following. This will do emails.
Look, Miss Leonard, I've got a lot of money tied up in this inventory. I could make it worth your while if you give us a break.
I missed it. What was wrong with the grain?
truck here this afternoon.
Probably rats, I assume.
Probably rats, maybe. We're hoping rats. They apparently couldn't afford Scatman to talk here.
He kind of grunted there.
Are you sure that wasn't a hair?
Yeah, he almost scatted. They're like, stick to the script, Scatman.
Yeah. Stick to the script. You got a grunt there.
Oh, that cat's on the move. Go get him.
Is this cat going to be killed by a rat?
Yes, I'm guessing. I think that was a rat we just saw.
Wow. Like a revenge tale. It's like falling down. But if a rat was...
Oh, the cat's cornered. That's a big rat. Oh, we've already killed the cat, everybody.
Wow. Oh, now come on, YouTube copyright police.
Oh, really?
You've got to be kidding me.
Well, I think we got it.
I understand.
Here, man.
Trapped, I understand, but night eyes? We're going to prevent the world from seeing night eyes now, too?
Yeah, no, can't do it. Can't do it, everyone. They don't want people to know the truth. That's why, because those are giant rats.
Get a load of this. They left us with Scatman Crothers in a snowplow. I presume headed towards some sort of hotel.
But a child is trapped.
That's why this sucks, because he was at his other job working for the Port Authority about this grain, and then got his shining and went, I got to help this stupid kid. But don't worry, I'll be back in like 45 minutes tops. And then he gets an axe to the back.
All right, well, let's improvise some comedy based on
That's all we can do. We must. That's what we must
inane
do.
stuff we just saw.
Okay, well, if anyone wants to know what this movie is about, I'll read the synopsis, and then you can just use your imagination. Corn grain contaminated with steroids produces large rats the size of small dogs who begin feeding on the residents of Toronto. Paul, a college basketball coach, teams up with Kelly, a local health inspector, to uncover the source of the mysterious rat attacks, and they eventually try to prevent the opening of a new subway line, as well as find the mutant rat's nest quickly, or there will be a huge massacre of the entire city.
The rats have got plans to kill everyone?
I guess.
Well,
they've got plans.
Well, now that we know that, the warning has disappeared. Do we dare press play and try it one more time before we improvise this?
Let's try, because I kind of want to.
Right.
I don't know. I kind of want to see the rats take over.
One more try. Just one try. See where we get.
There he goes, pulling up to a hedge maze.
The old-fashioned concrete hedge maze.
damn.
Look at that.
That was incredible. That was like John Carpenter special effects right there.
Not like his special effects crew, like John Carpenter just making it himself.
He just did it on his own, yeah.
In between composing songs. This movie already reminds me of Alligator. It's the same basic thing. Like they like.
Now it's Golden Harvest, a film trust production. What happened to Fortune Star?
Already closed down.
Closed down between the start of the movie and the opening title.
Already happens quick.
That's pretty great.
Damn, Broom. Stan Lee invented these names. Broom. Sarah Tututru.
Special appearance by Scatman. And they called him Crothers.
Look at how happy he was when his name came up in the credits, though.
I did it. I'm in another movie, everybody.
I thought he was excited because all the grain was being burnt. They said it was corn grain, too. When it was just started popcorning.
Then everybody at the movie theater grows to an unusual size and starts to kill the city.
This is like a lot like Alligator. The plot of Alligator is there's a veterinary clinic doing experiments on like dogs and injecting them with growth hormone, making them grow really big. And then they're just dumping the bodies in the sewer. And then Alligator, someone flushed down the toilet, has been eating the dog carcasses and now growing giant because of that. And at one point, it pushes its way up through the sidewalk. Like it's so strong, it breaks the sidewalk. It's on top of the rats.
I mean, I guess keep it simple. As far as titles go, you got a movie about rats or a book about rats. Hey, Zebrex just joined the chat. Welcome to the stream.
Hey,
Welcome,
Zebrex. Welcome. Thanks for being here.
We're going to show this on a triple feature. We're going to show this movie, The Rats, Alligator, and then close with Night of the Lepus.
It's game over. Our stream has been temporarily blocked because they detected it.
Oh, okay.
It says stream suspended for policy violations. But we'll be back.
That's lame.
We'll be back.
Yeah, yeah.
Can't stop it. I mean, they can. But let's just click to a random frame here so we have something to go off of.
All right, there we go. Nice. Okay, so he's already dead. The rats have begun their spree of murder.
Oh.
Now, are we still on? Are we still being watched, or have they stopped the stream completely?
No, it's still come back. It just says temporarily blocked. It usually comes back after a second.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have this sorted soon.
You don't want to. You don't want to hear. You don't want people to. You don't want people to watch this movie. Let's see what's happening here on the stream. What if I push live? What if I push the button?
There we go. We're back. We're back in effect.
We're back? All right.
We're no longer being blocked due to copyright violations.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Okay, well, we gave it our best, so let's get out there and improvise some stupid stuff based on rats.
All right. All right,
gentlemen?
Dan.
Gentlemen?
Yes.
Gentlemen? I know you have something important to say, Jordan, but it's going to have to wait.
Okay.
For too long, our subway system has been regarded as the cleanest in the world. And I aim to stop that. When you think of other subway systems, you think dankness, disgustingness, dripping water, rodents, kind of all that sort of good stuff.
I agree. People see movies. People see films. They see subways in those films. They come to our city, and they're disappointed. They want to see crime. They want to see chuds and mutants. They want to see mole people. They want to see darkness. They want to be worried if they're in there alone. So, I completely concur. For tourism,
I'll have you know, Justin and Jordan, I was going over the statistics for our subway, and not a single person has been murdered by a mutated animal in the entire 150-year history of the subway system. Zero.
Wouldn't fewer people use the subway if someone was murdered by a giant mutated animal?
I think more people would use the subway because they'd want to see the giant mutated. Wouldn't you want to see someone be grabbed by a giant mutated animal? I would.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
sitting
I
in
would
your
wanna
seat.
see that.
You're sitting in your seat. Suddenly, these claws just like burst through the window and like pull a guy
right.
out of his seat out of the train.
But we don't want to go too far. I mean, we want to go killer rats, chuds kind of far, but we don't want to go all the way to like midnight meat market far, where there's like lots of people being fed to something, right? Like we want right in the center.
Sweet
you know,
spot.
couple people.
Sweet spot.
Sweet spot. You know, maybe one person a month, right? I think that would be ideal. Yeah.
Just enough to strike terror into the city.
Right, and bring in tourism dollars.
Of course.
Well, as long as it's not a mutated animal that keeps the subway clean, 'cause that would be counterintuitive.
That is the first mistake we did. We made mutated shrimp, and just like we thought they'd be easy to mutate, look horrifying when they're large, but just like shrimp in your aquarium, all they did was go up to the walls and just suck all the sludge and grossness off of them, leaving these beautiful, sparkling, clean trails.
And we had to close down a hospital to buy that sludge. Okay, that was how we got the budget for that.
So I'm thinking, guys, I think the perfect animal to mutate would be cockroaches.
Oh,
cockroaches.
Big, scary. I mean, I'm sure they eat meat or can be taught to.
Sure.
You know, dirty. You already got the dirt factor from a cockroach.
I like the dirt. I do like the dirt.
They're resilient, though. They're very resilient. Can a cockroach be mutated? They could survive an atomic blast.
Oh.
But would the mutation even do anything to them?
Yeah.
They just kind of shrug that radiation right off.
Good
you know?
point. Good point.
We spent all this effort trying to mutate a cockroach, and it's just like, yeah, whatever.
All right. Well, what about this? What about an ape of some kind?
Okay. I like where this is going.
You got the advantage of they look kind of human. So somebody could conceivably walk down to the subway, glance over real quick, think, oh, there's just another person there. Only to later find out it was the mutated ape that we turned loose.
I think that's a great idea. I think especially if we teach them a rudimentary sense of drama, so they know just the right time to attack the person, right?
Yes.
You know, not just don't just grab them and run off. You know, again, let them fear something, then lull them into that false sense of security as if, oh, it's just my imagination. Then grab them, right?
Yes.
Right. As long as this mutated ape doesn't, become super smart and start running things in some sort of Planet of the Apes type scenario.
Even if he didn't start running things, it'd be a trouble because nobody wants to be attacked just by a human on the subway. We want it to be like some sort of crazy mutated creature.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And if the ape evolved, it would be smart. It would be more like an actual person.
Yeah.
Now it would just be a normal human serial killer. I see. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, you know what? I think we're on the right track here.
We're circling it.
Yeah, we're circling it.
What about a mosquito? Just a radiated mosquito.
Okay.
Okay. How big could they get, do you think? They look very delicate.
Yeah, they are pretty delicate. They're like a mayfly, I think. They don't live very long.
So we'd have to continuously be mutating newer and newer mosquitoes every couple of days.
Yeah.
And
we need
get out of
stagnant
control
pools
real
of
quick.
Water. I mean, we could have stagnant pools of water in the subway.
I like the stagnant pools of water. That's good atmosphere for our subway, for sure.
For sure. Well, you know what? I'm going to get our people on the zoo on this. I mean, they breed animals all the time. Maybe they'll know. I'm going to I got a meeting with the zoo people, and we'll see what they come up with.
Perfect. We cut to the zoo. So just so I'm clear, my associate and I, who run the zoo, you want to borrow some of our animals for a mutant horror project, is what I'm hearing?
That's correct. Yeah.
And just to be clear, these animals will be turned loose inside of the subway system?
Yes, basically we want to bring more tourism into the city, and we think mutant animal subway attacks is the way to do it. Everyone's seen the movies. Everyone's familiar with how this happens, we think people will come in wanting to see this thing, So, let's see what you got for me. Yeah, what can we do here? What kind of animals do you think would breed well together?
What we got for you is our plans to include a subway in the zoo. So you're trying to bring the zoo to the subway, but we want to bring the trains to where the animals are.
Exactly.
Okay.
We don't want to
all right.
lose our tourism. We don't want to lose our reputation for being the place to see cool, freakish animals.
Indeed.
Okay.
You know,
So
suddenly
maybe-
everybody's going to the subway and they're like, yeah, forget about the zoo. I want to see this mutated freak monster.
Not only that, Jordan, like, what about the people who are on the subway on the way to the zoo and suddenly they see a mutated freak? They may be like, forget the zoo entirely, even though I'm already on the way.
Okay, I see where you're worried. I see your concern. Let me offer you a counter solution. We disperse the zoo amongst the subway stops of our city. Right? I mean, now you got it all centralized in one place. Why not spread it out along the whole subway line, right? You know, you have a little elephant enclosure on, on the Bloor station. You know, maybe the Daysville station has some tigers. You know,
I love it.
I like that.
Right?
I love it. The zoo at every stop.
That's right. Right? It's like a cross promotion. Yeah, and you want to see more of these? Why not get off at the real zoo? Right?
We cut to a meeting with the symphony orchestra of the city. So, Mr. DeVoe, my associate, and I, who run the symphony, have heard about your groundbreaking program, bringing the zoo to the rest of the city, and frankly, we want in. We know you've got a horror movie motif going here. I think we could probably whip something up with our string section.
Okay, I like it. Have some atmospheric music.
Right,
okay.
something that could complement the horror of the mutated animals.
All right. Well, we need live musicians there all the time. I mean, we need them to wait there for when the animal appears and then be ready to play at a moment's notice.
Wonderful. And you could guarantee they wouldn't be ripped apart by these bloodthirsty creatures?
I can? Oh, good. Whew.
Oh,
That's a
good.
load off my
Excellent.
mind.
Well, that solves that. That solves our one concern with this, so that's great.
I was worried about that for a second, but now you've reassured me that I can do that. Then that's all good. I don't see any objections. Is it possible we can get a brass section, specifically tubas, to be by the lake? Because we're thinking of adding some lake monsters as well.
Oh,
we think that would really help with tourism there. If every once in a while someone was pulled down beneath the surface.
Great.
You know, I'm thinking, and I'm not a musician, I'm not a composer, but I'm thinking, just kind of one note played on a brass instrument, right? Like really ominous, just kind of played like over and over again.
Wow.
I'm thinking something like this. Like something like that. I don't know. Maybe I'm off base here, but I can just hear that over. Imagine like a girl swimming, possibly topless, and then, right before she's grabbed, you hear, and pulled under. I think that would really set a tone and really make people like really scared. Yeah, I can hear it now.
Great.
In my head. Yeah.
Well, this will be great.
We cut to a 911 operator station. Hey, Dan.
Yeah.
Officer Dan. Hey, I had a really weird call just now.
Oh.
It was really bizarre. Somebody claiming to be the creature of the Black Lagoon called.
Oh.
And they said they're all depressed now, all upset because normal animals have been mutated, and so nobody's really interested in like the classic sort of mutated creatures anymore.
Right.
And he said, he was all upset and all depressed, but I thought it was just a prank call, and I, just hung up on him, obviously. But part of me thinks maybe it was true. It sounded so convincing.
I could see that. I could see that, Officer Jordan. I could definitely see that. Ever since these mutant animals moved into town, I gotta tell you, even I'm feeling a little bit inadequate. The other day I was chasing a criminal, and he went down the subway, and suddenly he was just torn limb from limb, and everybody started applauding. And I just kind of like crept out backwards, didn't want to be embarrassed because I didn't catch him.
Right. Because there's no need, because he's been torn apart.
100%. What, am I going to handcuff his arms together? They're already off his body. What is that going to do?
Right. Well, technically we are, yes, supposed to handcuff the arms together. I'm going to have to go tell the chief he didn't do that now, I guess.
My nice partner you
Paperwork.
All right. So, guys, I'm going to clear up a couple of things here. Now, I know it says in the manual you're supposed to handcuff the arms together. I just want to clarify what that means. That means you take the arms of the suspect, put them behind the back, put a handcuff on each wrist, one cuff per wrist, and that way the arms are together. Now, some of you guys are handcuffing the arms together, trying to squeeze them into one wrist. It's causing a lot of problems, making a lot of mess. It's wrecking a lot of pairs of handcuffs.
I need more cuffs, by the way.
Yeah, we know you need more cuffs. I mean, the cuffs are breaking. You're breaking the wrists of the people coming in here, you know, and then you got one cuff dangling, doing nothing. What are you cuffing that one to?
Well, our theory is there might be a third arm or another criminal, perhaps a twin brother.
All right, so arms together, one pair of cuffs per perpetrator. Okay, that is the rule. All right, and another thing I want to clear up as well. They have the right to remain silent. Okay, they have the right to remain silent. If they choose to talk, they are allowed to talk. In fact, you want them to talk.
Hold on.
You're not forcing people to be silent.
The last interrogation, I was going, shh, hey, quick.
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Keep it down. Stop.
It's their right. It's not the law. They don't legally have to be silent.
If I may be frank here, Chief, I think the big problem that Officer Jordan and I are facing are a lot of these rules seem to be put in place so that we don't just like beat up criminals and we give people this due process.
Yes, that's
I feel like we could be much more effective in our jobs if those barricades were removed from us.
Well, I mean, we're working on it, but as of right now, that's what we got to do. We got to follow due process. We got to give them a fair shake. We got to, you know, if they ask for an attorney, we got to give it to them. But if on the other hand, they want to talk, you let him talk. Dan, you beat a man up because he kept trying to confess.
Well, he was going against the rules. It was my one chance to get some licks in there, you know?
Ugh. Look,
by the way, Dan, your arm has been looking really beefy lately. Like you're really strong, you know?
Thanks. Yeah, thank you.
We cut to a grocery store. Well, fellow bakers, we've been making a lot of bread with grains that have steroids in them.
Yep.
And as such, people are getting real jacked up coming and eating our muscle bread.
That was a really good name, by the way. That was a very smart name, muscle bread.
Well, it's just that the only thing is, though, we're kind of selling it for the exact same price as regular loaves of bread. And we're not really mentioning that it contains this mutated grain. We've just named it muscle bread.
So you're thinking we should advertise that mutated grain and charge more for it.
Right.
Is what I'm hearing.
That's where they capitalize on this.
Right. Slap our brand on it, you know,
Right.
rather than just have the text that says muscle bread.
Well,
on the
I mean,
label.
I'd hate to introduce another complication, but, you know, there's only so much of that grain left over. They burnt most of it, right? I managed to get a little. I grabbed a few bushels, but eventually we're going to run out. So we need to find another way to, if this is going to be something we're going to market, we need to find another way to get those growth hormones.
I think I know what to do.
That grain.
I think I know what to do. We cut to a seedy looking street corner. Hey, you there. You on the corner there. Yeah. Yeah, you there. You there.
All right. Yeah. Hey.
You are you a drug dealer? You deal drugs? You deal? Are you dealing?
You a cop?
No.
Well,
I'm
then
a baker. Really? Great.
Yeah, really. Why
I get some?
lie unless you were a cop?
I don't know. I thought drug dealers were notoriously dishonest. My mistake.
No. Oh God, no.
Okay,
no, we're notoriously honest, right?
Okay, sorry. I have some probably negative predispositions.
Somebody comes up to me and says, "You a drug dealer?" I say, "No." They walk away. That's not good business. What if somebody walks into your bake shop? Hey, you a baker? No. All right. I guess I'll leave then. They don't buy any bread. That's a horrible business strategy.
Okay, fair point. Okay.
What do you want?
I guess, I'm sorry, most of the stuff I know about drug dealers comes from movies, okay?
Oh,
and they always want to stop the drug dealers in those movies.
Well, yeah. Well, no, we're not like that, all right? Nice, good, honest people who work hard, by the way. You know how long it takes to weigh all that stuff out into little baggies?
Got to be a long time, yeah.
count all that money, and then you gotta. I mean, you gotta work on your overhead, right? You gotta think of like, well, how much do I really need this much? Am I gonna be able to sell all this much? I don't want to be left with product and have to discount it, right? And have like sales.
That's something we go through at the bakery too.
Right. There's a lot to work on. You bake too many croissants, they don't buy your croissants, now you're stuck with croissants.
That's right.
It's the same thing with heroin.
That's right.
It doesn't just sell itself, you know.
Hey,
it takes a little
I get
finessing.
it.
I'm just really sensitive about this, all right?
I get it. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
Well, now you do.
Okay. Well,
what can I help you with?
Well, I'm looking for some steroids to inject into grains. We'd like to make a type of bread called muscle bread that will increase the arm strength of those who eat it.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, I don't sell a lot of steroids.
Oh.
Normally I deal with heroin, crack, meth, that kind of stuff. But
not really what we're looking for.
I can. Hey! I can help you out though. I got some steroids.
Okay.
This is here. This is bull steroid.
Okay.
Right? Made from the best bull semen.
Excellent.
They get all the testosterone out of there, concentrated, super concentrated. Now I bring this stuff in special for this one Chinese guy who has this weird thing that he likes to do with it. But he, luckily for you, didn't show up this week.
Great.
So I guess if you want it, that's yours.
Okay, well, just before I buy it, is there any semen taste or semen aftertaste that comes along with this product? Because we don't really want to affect the taste of the bread. Our customers have let us know,
right.
No semen taste to the bread.
Well, I mean, there's bound to be a bit. It's bull semen. I mean, it's strong stuff. But if you want steroid, this is what I got, right? I mean, could you add some caraway or something and balance it out?
I mean, we have a very precise recipe, but fine, I'll take it. I'll take it. My brothers will be thrilled, I'm sure.
All right, here you go. $50.
Okay.
We cut to a shady hotel. And so it says here on your resume that you were a drug dealer. You dealt several drugs, heroin, grass, smack, and bull semen.
Yep.
I think that you would be a great caretaker for this hotel. I do want to warn you, though, during the off season, there is an incredible influx of rats that has been known to drive other caretakers completely insane.
Oh. Well, you know what? Not a problem because, you know, as a drug dealer, I'm used to dealing with rats. They're around. It's a hazard of the job. I hang out in a lot of dark alleys. So, you know, I'm pretty good with rats. I'm pretty cool with them.
Excellent. And of course, there is our handyman, Dan Man Crothers.
Hello.
Oh, hey. Whoa,
I've just been watching from the shadows over here.
Just snuck up on me there.
How's it going?
Holy cow. That's not bad. Not bad. You know, hey, I'm just trying to, you know, just move away from drug dealing and get into caretaking of abandoned hotels. You know how it is, you know, trying to get a career change here. Yeah.
Hey.
Well, he'll be here to help you out. You know, if you get stuck, he's got his trusty snowplow there.
Oh, good.
And whatever you do, don't murder him with an axe.
Oh.
He was actually talking to me. He's actually talking to me on that
Yes.
one. Oh, okay.
I was talking to you, Dan, man.
I was going to say, I wasn't planning to murder anybody with an axe. I didn't know that would be part of the job. I mean, when I was a drug dealer, you wanted someone murdered. I mean, I'd do it, but you're paying extra for that. I'm not just doing it out of the goodness of my heart, you know? So, but I mean, I didn't want to just assume that you were joking or something. But if you're talking to him, then all right, I'll just ignore that.
We cut to halfway through the winter season. So Justin, you're getting along pretty well here, managing the hotel. Haven't had any incidents, no outbreaks. You're doing great with the rats.
Thanks. I'm typing up this novel that I've been working on.
It looks
Everything's
fantastic
going pretty
too.
well so far. Yeah,
I was just wondering. You seem to be adjusting so well. Would you mind if I did some of my trademark scat music for you? I think you'd be able to. I think you'd be able to mentally withstand it. I really do think you'd be able to.
Oh, it's normally something that people have trouble withstanding.
Well, the last 5 characters have, full disclosure, gone on crazed murder sprees, attempted to kill their family and loved ones, etc., etc.
You know what? I'm flattered that you think I can handle it.
I really think
5
so.
People.
Now, again, full disclosure, the last caretakers I also determined were mentally capable of handling the scat music.
Okay. You know, I appreciate your candor. I appreciate your candor.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm still gonna roll those dice. I think I'm gonna do it. You know,
Okay.
let's hear some of the scatting. Let's go.
Okay, great. Should I just get started? You're okay with me just
Yes.
getting started?
I mean, we got nothing. It's an empty hotel. There's no one for
Perfect.
hundreds of miles, and it's freezing outside. So you might as well.
Now, normally there'd be music playing, so you'll have to imagine the music that would be playing behind this.
Okay.
And I'll
Now,
handle
are
the
we
scatting
talking
part of it.
Some sort of
We
jazz.
cut
music?
to a school. We cut to a school. Dan, I, as the principal here, have called you in because I am a bit concerned about something that your child said to the teacher in school.
What did he say?
Well, he said, I'm going to make you forget you're a teacher by reminding you that you're a woman.
Oh.
And then he kind of put his hand on her hand, implying that there was some sort of sensual aspect to what he was saying. I'm just wondering if this is something that he's heard at home? Because he also did it to our gym teacher here, Mr. DeVoe. He also did it to the librarian. He did it to every member of our faculty.
Been just in the corner here.
Good Lord, in the shadows there.
Yeah.
Are you concerned because he appears to be striking out with a lot of the teachers, and he could be better at what he's doing? Is what you're saying?
Yes, he has struck out with every single one. So I'm concerned about his learning.
I just want to say, that when he came on to me, I felt he came on really strong. He seemed desperate. Normally if a student comes on to me and they're playing it really cool, like they don't care that much, but he just was really it seemed like this was really important to him, right? Not playing hard to get it all. Yeah. So,
however, if we had, it's not a graded thing, but if we had graded it, it would have been a D to an F.
I'm really sorry about that. I've tried to teach him better than that.
Okay, so you're homeschooling him.
Well, no, I'm not homeschooling him. I've got a tutor for him. So that he can catch on.
He needs some tutoring because, let's face it, as a gym teacher, the setup is almost perfect. We're all in a shower room together, he's changing in front of me. I don't know how you could not seduce someone in that scenario. It's just, the seduction handles itself, but he just completely botched it up. He tried to play it all cool and lean against the side of the shower, and he slipped and fell. Then he was holding his elbow the whole time.
Right. How do you fail at T-ball?
I'm sorry. I hear what you're saying. Do you want to expel him from the school, or?
I want to. I can't, but I want to.
Okay, well, this won't happen again. The next time my son attempts to seduce a teacher, he will bed that teacher.
All right. Well, let's hope so.
That's the exceptionalism that we strive for.
Yeah.
Here at Michael Jackson's Academy for Higher Learning.
Thank you for telling me about this. We cut to graduation day. And I graduate today, valedictorian of my class. Even though my father was killed trying to teach me the secrets of seduction, I am here today to say, what are you doing later?
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And then I just throw hotel room keys into the crowd.
He earned his diploma.
Yay! So we feel that's pretty much where the movie was headed. I don't know.
Obvious.
It sounded like that's where it was going to go.
Yep.
So
yeah.
Well,
let's go back to our regular place, shall we?
Ooh.
Yeah.
And we're back.
So, what did we all think of Night Eyes, everybody? That opening credits, that looked exciting, huh?
Man.
I can't believe they got us on that,
I'm getting a little bit tired of these copyright zombies that keep coming after us.
Yeah.
Especially considering you can probably go to YouTube and just watch this movie.
Of course you can.
Yeah.
There's somebody in a boardroom somewhere saying, "Gentlemen, sales for Night Eyes are down. What do we do? What do we do?"
Well, they struck. They struck like velvet thunder.
There you go. Well, hopefully our next movie, which is, what is our next movie?
Well, our next movie is something very interesting.
Okay.
Something by the name of Murder by Phone.
Oh, no, I mean, that's just someone hitting someone with a phone for 2 minutes.
It's
You know?
even worse than that. A person picks up the phone, they go, hello, and the murderer goes, you're murdered, or whatever he says, and then they die from that.
Oh,
Oh
man.
my goodness.
Oh, man, that sucks. That's why I don't answer the phone.
Me too.
Yeah.
Or texts,
we must be
or
near-
emails, nothing.
Yeah, answer none of that either. We must be near the end of the stream. Hey, gentlemen.
Yeah, we're done for here.
Yeah,
Done
yeah.
for. Okay, well, I got to bring my guests on. We still got a little bit of time.
Oh, right, the
All right,
Beatles.
no,
We have the Beatles still. Yeah, right.
The Beatles,
Right.
the movie that was not interrupted with copyright, that had all these Beatles songs, which they sang. No one touched that. But Scatman Carruthers cheers at corn burning. Nope, we got to take that off of there.
That's right. Come on
All
in
right.
here, fellas. All right, here they come, ladies and gentlemen. The Beatles.
Oh, the Beatles.
Hells, the
Wow.
Beatles. It's the Beatles. It's the
there they
Beatles. It's the
They've
are.
Beatles.
dressed up as their younger selves, it looks
Yeah,
like.
that's just really impressive considering 2 of them are dead.
They did, and not just that. You probably thought they're just going to show up, make a little cameo appearance, and not treat us to their talents.
Yeah.
Well, you'd be wrong about that. They're going to play a little song for us here.
Oh,
Hey.
good.
They brought their instruments.
Oh.
Oh, it's the Beatles.
they
There we
are.
are. Hey,
Yeah.
we're the Beatles.
They really
Yeah,
are
the
keen
Beatles.
on reminding us that they're the Beatles.
It's
Yeah,
been
they
a
really
hard
like-
day's night, lads. Yes, it's been a hard
Really
day's
like
night.
reminding
Hey,
us-
John. Hey, Paul. Ringo. George. Yeah, they're all there. All right. Oh, we're going to play. We're going to play later. We'll play later.
Oh,
Later.
hey.
Wow. Well, they brought their instruments, but they didn't want to play them here live.
Well, I mean, they didn't want to hear all the screaming. We would have started screaming.
Now,
Right.
hold on a sec. Maybe I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
But it appeared to me as though those were just some photographs of the Beatles that you kind of like
What?
crudely danced in front of your video camera there.
What are you talking
Am
about?
I crazy
resent-
here? Am I crazy?
I resent the implication. But get back on here, fellas. Oh, with the Beatles. Look at us.
Oh, there
Look,
they
we're-
are again.
Right.
We're
Why-
clearly not a picture. Take a bow, fellas. Oh, hey,
Why would the
took a bow.
photograph? Why would the photograph come back, Dan?
Well, it's just that they didn't
Yeah.
walk on so much as slid in from the side as opposed to
'Cause they're
walking with their
professionals,
legs.
Dan. They're professionals.
They're old. They don't like to move a whole bunch. Okay.
Right. Okay.
How long are they going to be there? I'd really like to have them on the next tour I do of Jordan Ward Studios.
Ooh.
Well, it's kind of hard to get rid of them. Actually, they're making themselves a little bit too comfortable. If you know what I'm saying.
All right. Yeah.
So might have a James Earl Jones situation.
I know
on
that
our
problem
hands.
all too well.
Nobody stays at my house.
All right, kill the cameras. Good night, everybody. See you next
Bye,
week.
everyone.
Like, subscribe.